Hi, Anna. Thank you so much for joining me today and sharing your journey with me and hundreds of other people. How are
Hi,
you?
Sophie. Thank you. I'm excited to be here. I'm doing great. Thank you.
Okay. So I see a lot of you everywhere. It's in LinkedIn, everywhere, I mean, in social media, LinkedIn, it's YouTube, it's Instagram, it's Facebook, and you're giving great content about real estate, of course, and a lot about energy, about positive thinking, about mindset. So was it always like that?
No, it was not like that at all. Well, as you know, when we met, I was a nurse and my life was very different and my mindset was very different. So I started changing my mindset and then a lot of things just lined up. And that is thanks to the Thinking into Result program that you are teaching. And, I wanted to share it with everybody. I know people watching my growth, and I want to share how this all happened and how it started.
Okay, so how did it start? We met 3 years ago. It was some picnic in the park, a lot of people, and I remember us talking about serious stuff. I remember that.
Yes, we connected really well. At that time, I did a major change in my life and my habits. I was changing my eating habits. A lot of people know that I made a big change in my nutrition and diet and health by transitioning to whole food plant-based diet. And I was very passionate about this at the time. And while doing that, the main thing that I understood, it was not about what I was eating. It was about changing paradigms and changing my mindset. So that concept of changing something in my mind was already familiar to me. And that's why we connected well. We talked for hours about mindset, but mine was only focused very narrow on the nutrition. And you by that time already knew that it works on every level. At that time, I still didn't realize, how this can all transform my life completely.
Yeah, I remember I was so excited that finally I found the person that understood what I was talking about.
Yeah.
Because at that time, 3 years ago, I just started my journey and I was so overwhelmed with all the information that I got from my mentor. So I remember that we connected really, really well.
Yeah.
So 3 years ago, and then I'm just trying to go in chronological order. So 2 years ago, what happened 2 years ago?
So as I was focusing only on my health and only on improving my physical feeling and physical being, I later on, when I achieved the goal that I wanted, when I was feeling better physically, then I came to this realization that I was not satisfied in my life. And I couldn't understand why, because everything seemed really great. I had good career, a good job, paid well in nursing, a great family, loving husband, children, house. Everything seemed great, but I was not satisfied. I was not happy, and I was feeling stuck. And I remember my thoughts were like, oh my God, I still need to do it for 25 years, go to work, come back home, go to work, come back home. And I was not, that thought was terrifying to me, but I didn't know what I wanted to change. I didn't know how to change it. And that's when I spoke to my sister-in-law, Miriam, and I was sharing all those thoughts with her. And it was just a lot of anxiety. And she mentioned that you start teaching this material, Thinking into Result program. And she told me, I think that would be perfect for you. That's what you need. I did not understand what it was. I was very skeptical about it, but I just was not happy at where I was. So I decided to jump in.
I remember that. But you're just talking about it, exactly my feeling, but it was like more than like 4 or 5 years ago, feeling stuck. I am doing what I'm doing. I'm very good in it. And like I'm getting all this promotion and I'm working in DevOps team and I'm leading DevOps team. And this feeling, I can't believe that I will have to do it my entire life. It's just this feeling, right? So this was the main problem for you.
Exactly. Yes. Yeah, and the problem when you cannot point exactly what you're not happy about, and you can't explain because other people don't understand. They think, everything is good. What's going on? Go on vacation, rest, you're going to be fine. Then you come back from vacation to the same reality and you're still not happy. And you feel guilty that you're not happy because you're supposed to be happy.
I know.
Right?
You like
a lot of people would be dying to be at where you are, right? And you're not happy. And you're like, oh my God, I feel so ungrateful. Like, why am I not happy?
I know.
Well, that's a scary feeling.
So for me, it was the same, finding the people that feel the same way, right? And they understand what you're talking about. That's why I was so excited when I met you first 3 years ago on this picnic. And then when you joined me in my journey, so it was very exciting. So the main problem was the same problem that I had, stuck. I feel that I'm stuck. I can't explain it to other people. I don't understand what is the next step for me. What do I want? Because everything that I need fulfilled, right? I had everything that I needed.
Yes. And I mean, for me, I didn't have any course, like I didn't know where I'm going. I just had, okay, I'm just kind of just by inertia, just continue to do what I'm doing. But I didn't know what is the end result that I want. Where am I going? I had no sense of direction and no goals, no wants. I literally was just kind of in a vacuum, like, okay, I'm just doing what I'm doing routinely,
So we started, and the very first step of the program, and by the way, guys, the very first step of everything, you need to set up a goal. But how do you set up a goal? Same question.
That's the problem, because we never were taught to set goals. The only goals I think everybody would know, it's I want to lose weight. The goal is to lose 5 pounds by this holiday or event. That's the only goal that everybody.
I know another goal, Anna. I know another goal, to find the job, any job. I need to find the job.
Exactly. People, I need to find a job, right? So yes, we do set goals, but we don't clearly understand what that means. We just set goals because we have to, not because we want to. Very rarely people set things like nobody actually taught me, at least, to sit down and think about what I want without limiting myself with logical thinking, but I cannot do it because, right? It always was like, yes, I would want to do this, but it's not possible. So this was a completely like groundbreaking for me when the first step of the program, it sounds very simple. When you told me, okay, you need to sit down, relax, and just imagine what you want to do if you had no limitations, like what do you really want? And as simple as it sounds, it's the hardest thing on earth. It's, and when that fear start creeping up, as soon as first you start imagining and you kind of excited, and immediately you get hit with the fear. But I cannot imagine this because then I'm gonna get excited, but I cannot do it. So it's really, really scary.
Yeah, let's talk about scary.
Yes, it was. I remember I was terrified. So I jumped into this program, very excited at first. And I was like, okay, I'm going to do this. But then there is work that you need to do. It doesn't happen by magic. It's not like, okay, I wished it and I put it aside and it's going to happen. There is a lot of work that's involved. And the main work is to work on your mindset, changing mindset. And that is the very, very difficult, challenging, and scary. And when I start doing it, I start thinking all of those limiting beliefs and my past fears start coming into my head. Why did I do this? Oh my God, why I paid so much money for it? It's not gonna work. Why did I need it? My life is just fine. It flooded into my mind. And I called you and I said, I want to get out. I want to get the refund. I don't want anything. I was so scared. I literally was losing sleep over this because I was thinking, why did I do this to myself? I don't need it. I'm perfectly okay. And now I understand that that's my paradigms. That's my old limiting beliefs were keeping me in my comfort zone, right? My subconscious mind protecting me from anything scary. But back then I did not understand how it works. And I was just so scared, terrified,
It was the first thing when you got scared. What was the next one?
Yes.
You stayed. You stayed in the program.
I
You made a
stayed,
decision.
yes.
Yes.
Yes,
It was
I
a good
stayed.
one. It was a good
It
decision to
was.
stay, right?
It was a good decision. You know, I realize now looking back that all the decisions that were scary, those were the best decisions, and they were the right ones. But it's scary when you're there. Looking back, it's all sounds great, but when you're at that spot, it was very, very scary. Every single day, I was terrified, just thinking about change, and then thinking, why do I need it? I don't need it because, you know, I just still didn't understand where I'm going. What do I want to do? So working on just changing one thing at a time, one thought at a time, little by little. And every thought, I was like hitting the wall, you know, every thought when you were introducing that concept, when we were going through the lessons, every little thing seemed huge. It seemed big deal, you know, because to change a little habit by, you know, step at a time. And then when I came into realization what I actually want to do, it became even scarier. And
it was a big jump from being registered nurse, right? In Stanford Hospital. It's a dream for everyone. And out of the blue, you change your career. And people around you, right? That's the scariest part, because everybody around, like, what are you doing? Right?
I remember even you asked me, are you sure? Why?
I was shocked.
Yeah.
I was shocked.
Yes, it was very, very scary to me. And it was, especially, you know, as you said, people did not understand. And at that time, I didn't share it with a lot of people, but my closest circle. And, you know, I have to just thank my husband, who always supported me. Even at first, he was also kind of like, what? Like, why? But he was kind of not too surprised, because he already saw, you know, how I do things, and he was not super surprised that I you know, set things up like big goals like this. But still, it was kind of weird. Even in my mind, it still took time to process that I actually wanted to do it. That the real estate wasn't random to me. It was random to people who didn't know me. But in my case, like, I knew I was very interested in it a long time before I verbalized it. But I never thought about it until that point. I never thought about doing it as a professional career. So yeah, that's when I hit what the program calls terror barrier, right? When I was like, oh my God, I want to do it. Now I know what I want to do. I kind of understand vaguely how to do it. I did not understand completely. And that's when it becomes like, how, what, oh, why? Maybe I'll go back to my cave and just, you know, crawl back.
But what else helped, because I was on the same boat, right? So the change that I did from like general manager of DevOps team to like starting some training and coaching people, it was like everybody around me, like, what are you doing? It's crazy. But remember, there was a group of people going through the same things together. It's not just you and me. We were like 10 people, more than 10 people. And when you are on these calls and everybody understands, everybody supports you, and you're coming there every Monday and we're talking about all this. So, and it looks normal to you. This is exactly how it works, right?
That was a great, it was like an oasis, you know, that Monday that we met, it was the only time when I felt good.
I know.
Because it was like safe haven, you know, you come there, everybody knows what you're talking about, everybody in the same boat, everybody's scared. Sorry, I'm trying to turn off my phone.
Exactly, everybody's scared.
Yeah, everybody's scared, and it's normal. And everybody sharing their, you know, progress. And then you realize, okay, what your fears and your doubts, it's not only you, everybody having them. But what united us, of course, you united us, but also what united us is the feeling that we all were determined to change something. We were not just sitting complaining, I don't like where I am. We understood that we need to take charge and we need to change something, and it's up to us to change. And we were ready to make that change. And I think that's the key, because a lot of people not happy where they are, but at the same time, they're not willing to do anything about it.
Right. And you
Or they-
also understand that it's just not your ideas. You know exactly what are you doing.
Mhm.
And there is like a tutorial to your mind. And you know you need to do this step. And it's scary, but you look around and everybody in the group, it's scary for everyone. And they're
Yeah.
making the step and there is a success, right?
Yes. And
So
that's what, you know, there's a lot of different coachings and mindset coaches and stuff like that. But this program, for me, it worked great because it gives you exactly what you need to do, step by step.
Instruction.
Yeah. Instruction. Yeah. Because everybody, you need to change your mindset. Wonderful. How? What?
Oh.
What does it even mean? Right.
Exactly.
But here it's so clear. You know exactly what to do. And every time you have a question or you scared again, okay, go on page this, do the exercise number this, and it's kind of falls in place. So that's what I love about this program and the way you present it. And it always gave me some sense of calmness. I always knew that I can call you. Every time I was like, oh, okay, I can call Sophie, and she told me, go do exercise this.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Go to this lesson. So I
Go to this lesson.
and just I wanted to add, it's not my program, right? So I did invent this program. This is based on the information that was there for thousands of years. Somehow it got lost. So this is my biggest surprise in life, right? It was created in Proctor Gallagher Institute based on the experience of more than 500 successful people. So you just can't go wrong. But what can stop you? Your own ideas about yourself, right? And
Right.
when you need the community.
Exactly. No, that's very important to have the community. Yes, it's super important. It's very hard to do, and doing it yourself, it's almost impossible. So having someone who will guide you and having the supportive community of people who going through what you're going, I think it's in every change. Even people who trying to, you know, quit smoking, or they trying to do, you know, some physical changes, like they go into exercise. There is, like, for a reason, there's always those support groups for everything. So that's a very valuable, and we're still in friends with everybody, and it just build such a great sense of belonging, right? And you can always go to these people every time you feel down, and you know you're gonna find somebody who will understand.
Yeah, you need more. At least I need more people like this in my life. I need to be surrounded by this.
Yeah, so that's, you know, one of the things that once we, you know, start learning this material with you and understand that who you surround yourself with matters so much.
A lot.
And you, how the saying is, you're the average of 5 people you most in contact with. Right? So that's where, you know, things start changing. Like it's like a chain, one thing after another, one thing after another. So first, you know, just understanding what you want without limiting yourself to logic, right? And then getting past that fear. You're not getting past the fear. You're being afraid, but you still do it. You never get over fear. I just want everybody to understand. Fear is always there. It's like a little pet. It's always there. You just learn to live with it and kind of, you know, get along with it, and that's it. And you keep going. But then just changing your environment by changing who you talk to, people who you're in your life. And, you know, once I understood where I want to be, and I wanted to be in real estate, I wanted to be with positive people who are driven by some goals, people who want to grow. I wanted to be that person. So what I need to do, I need to find that community and join them and be, you know, become friends with them and learn from them, right? So that's kind of what became my way of thinking.
And way of living, right?
Way of living. Exactly. Way of living. You know, my whole life, my mom was telling me, well, I can't change my thoughts. You know, when we were, she's like thoughts, it was something that it's like color of your eyes. This is your thought, and that's it. And just to understanding that no, thought is like muscle. I can train my muscle. I can train my mind. I can change my thought. I'm in charge, not my mind just going all over the place. I can actually train it what to think. And that changed everything, everything. And just when you start seeing the correlation between your thought and what manifests in reality, once you start noticing, oh my God, it's like mind blowing.
Unbelievable. Yeah, you can't believe it. So how?
You can't believe it.
We didn't know that. We were not trained. We were born like this.
Yes.
We never go through this training, not in school, not in college, no. And here we are, right? And life looks like some random events, but it's not.
It's not. Yes. But hardest part is like to take responsibility. When you finally understand that you create your own reality, it's very hard to acknowledge when bad things happen. Then you need to take ownership, right? Okay, not only good things I manifest, but if something bad happens to me, that's probably also somewhere that I created it without realizing.
Manifest. There is some internal mechanism and it's working all the time, 24/7.
Yes, yes.
You do it intentionally or just...
Yeah. So, you know, so that's kind of, I was, okay, I'm unhappy. I have a lot of anxiety. Why? I was working in a hospital, in a cancer center. Not many happy thoughts there and not many happy discussions there. So I understood that I need to change my day-to-day environment, my day-to-day contacts, who I talk to, what my conversations are. And the funny part is when you start understanding and when you start changing, you immediately feel that you don't fit anymore in that previous environment where you were. And before I felt really comfortable, then something changed in me that did not align anymore with you know, people that I was talking every day or things that I was doing. So yeah, so that's kind of start changing, and it applies to everything, to income, to results that I was seeing in my productivity, to results that I was seeing, even like, you know, my circle of friends changed, my habits changed, everything.
But okay, so you found yourself that you didn't belong to this place anymore. So there was a huge, I remember that there was a huge scary decision that you made, right? To leave.
To leave, yes. Was very, very scary. So yeah, everything was it was scary. I decided to do the license, right? Real estate license. I took the courses. I was still working at Stanford, still had the comfort of familiar environment and my paycheck, and it was okay. I did the test, I passed it. And then now I felt, okay, now next step, I need to do it. I need to decide, I need to jump. And that was extremely scary. I was a nurse for 18 years and I was good at it. And, you know, I was like, I think we all identify ourselves, you know, by roles that we have. Like, I'm a mother, I'm a wife, I'm a nurse. And now I'm not a nurse anymore. It's like I went to nursing school when I was 18 years old, right? By 20, I was licensed registered nurse. And from that time, I was a nurse. It's like half of my identity. How am I not a nurse anymore? I remember even my daughter, she was very proud that I was a nurse at Stanford in operating room. She was always proud to share it with her friends. And when I told her that I'm leaving, she was upset. And she was also scared because she's like, oh, but how are you going to earn money? And what's going to happen? So on top of my fear, everybody around me was scared. And those thoughts were like always, you know, hunting me that I'm doing something wrong for my family. Like, how can I do this to them? Why? You know, so selfish. So this was super scary. And many times I went back and forth and maybe I shouldn't. But then there was something clicked in my head and that was just became, I had clarity. I knew this is the right thing to do. And from that moment, I don't remember exactly when it happened, but kind of something just lined up. And all of a sudden I felt, okay, this is the right thing and I'm doing, and I had no doubt anymore. But getting to that point was very, very scary.
Yeah, I remember. So how is it now? How is your life now?
So Well, it's nothing like it was before. It's completely turned upside down or down upside. I don't know. I'm self-employed. I'm a business owner. I'm a successful realtor. It's my second year at business, and everybody tells me I'm doing great. Compared to everybody else, I guess 90% of new realtors, I have a high standards for myself, so I probably don't recognize, my own success, but seeing my results, I doubled my income from when I was in nursing for now, and I'm expecting to continue to increase it, and I'm doing a lot of good. So the concept that, okay, I'm a nurse, I'm helping people, and now I'm a real estate agent, I'm still helping people, and that gives me a lot of pleasure. So I'm kind of still doing what my calling is. My calling is to help. I really enjoy working with people, but I'm doing it in a different way. And I'm also became a real estate investor on the levels that I never imagined before. I met people that I never imagined that I can be friends with, and now I'm so grateful that I have them in my life. People who are in the level way, way, way above me on many, many different aspects, and I want to grow and learn from them. So my life just transformed, and the biggest thing is just my mind. My thoughts are very different, and I still have days when I'm terrified and I have anxiety, but overall the change was just, I can imagine, like if from on scale from 0 to 100, it's just like jump start, like I don't know, I can't even have words to describe where I am right now and how I feel every day. One of my goals was how I saw my day going, and I catch myself that my day is exactly how I described it 2 years ago in my journal when we were working on it. It's exactly like that, and it's mind-blowing.
I remember you called me like probably a couple of weeks ago, and you told me, I went to gym. I can be at gym at 9 a.m. in the morning. I still can't believe it.
Yeah, simple things, to me, it was even like things like, okay, I wanted to walk my dog in the morning, and then I have my meetings, and then I do this and that. I work on my business, because my life as a nurse was totally different. I got up at 5, I went to work, I work, then I come home, I cook and it was kind of like repetitive, red circle, like a wheel, right? The wheel that you run. And right now I have much more freedom. And the amount of people that I met in this 2 years and how my life expanded, I just feel like more on every level. I felt like I was living like this, and now I all of a sudden open the whole universe in front of me, and the possibilities are endless. And the more important that this effect, it's not just ends with me. Like my change, it rolled over and transitioned to my family and my children and my husband, because people that are around me, seeing my growth and seeing how I changed, it inspired them too. And I see how a lot of even people that don't know me very much, they get inspired from, just observing what happens in my life. And that on its own already like huge thing.
I am very inspired with everything that's happening in your life.
Yeah. Which you are the cause primarily.
And you are an effect.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Okay, Anichka, thank you so much for talking.
Thank you, Sophie.
Thank you for sharing your journey.
Thank you for doing what you're doing, and thank you for making the leap and changing your life, because if you didn't decide to do that, then I wouldn't be able to do that. So
I know, but I was able to do it only because of you. It was same for me, surrounded by like-minded people. So thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Have a good day. Bye.